My dental health has been an issue for more than 25 years. It started more than 25 years ago when I started having trouble with dry mouth. Food was getting stuck in my esophagus. I had eye issues, was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called Sjogren's syndrome. I was treated by a very well-known rheumatologist in Philadelphia who's part of the Sjogren's Syndrome Association, and he's really into that specific autoimmune disease. And from the get-go, he was really big on mouth care. He knew that with Sjogren's syndrome, dry mouth, you are missing a component that helps keep your teeth healthy, saliva. I no longer have that and haven't had it for more than 25 years. With that knowledge and things that he suggested, and a dentist who had been seeing for a very, very long time up until his retirement, we did a lot of aggressive treatments for me. I was there in the dentist office all the time. Lots of times I would find things like small cavities, whatever, before the dentist did. Always was back for my regular checkups and cleanings, very aggressive. Despite all of that, the teeth would continue to fail. You know, little cavities would turn into big cavities. Even cavities that were treated prior still would break down and grow into bigger cavities. Eventually, it grew into having crowns done. And then I've had crowns that failed. And we went to bridges. And then I had some bridges on both the top and the bottom in the back for the molars. I was doing mouthwashes. I was on prescription toothpaste that costs like $25 a tube. Lozenges, you name it, I was using it, trying to fight this disease. But I think once it gets a hold, it's just there. Your saliva, which does do a great defense for your teeth, it was absent. So what I was doing, I think helped, but just wasn't enough. Back in 2017, my front teeth were really starting to fail and my front teeth were breaking off. My other dentist had retired, but I went to a new one that was also very aggressive in helping me with the Sjogren's. And we decided to put veneers on the front of my teeth to keep them from breaking off. That lasted for about a year, and then one of the veneers failed because the tooth in the back was falling apart. So then we went to crowns. All the money, the small fortune I spent on all of these treatments, the teeth still continued to fail. So last year I was faced with, what am I going to do? I think I had 6 or 8 teeth left on the top, but 2 of them were veneers. One was a failed veneer that was now a crown that was now failed because the tooth underneath completely broke off. So I was left with about 7 somewhat good crowned teeth, and then another tooth started to go. And it was just like breaking off like this very fragile seashell. And I was like, I'm down to like 6 teeth. What am I going to do? I hadn't chewed anything in 2 years since the back bridges failed. And I haven't bitten anything since prior to 2017. So now it was like, what foods do I eat? I'm literally on a soft liquid diet. And then I felt like I couldn't smile. I was afraid to talk to people. They were looking at a mouth, and I thought, nobody can possibly appreciate how I really tried to take care of these teeth and how they continue to just fail. And that's when I thought, I really need to do something now. I need to step in and, do some research and see what I can do. And I knew that at this point, my only option was either going to be dentures or implants. My teeth were failing no matter what I did. So I just started to look. I started to look on the internet. I did know one thing I wanted. I'm looking for the personal part of it. I didn't want to go to a big place where you are just a patient with lots of staff and nobody knows who you are all the time, all these years. My doctors, when I walk in, they know who I am. They know my history without even needing my chart. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a small but competent place that I could go and feel like they knew who I was when I walked in the door. They knew my history. They knew what I wanted, and what I was looking for. I didn't want to just go to a place that does a lot of people and everybody gets the same thing done. I wanted my care to be individualized. And after doing my research and looking at, other people's comments about Dr. D, I decided I was going to come here. So I called and made my appointment. I love it. I was looking for a smaller, more personalized, individualized attention. I didn't just want to be one of many. I know the doctor has a very big practice and so on and so forth, but when I come here, it being a small office, you get to know and see the staff on a regular basis. They know you. When you call on the phone, I say to Robert, it's Kathy. He knows who it is. And that's what I'm looking for, because really, even, procedures, you can have multiple procedures at multiple places. But for me, what's important is not just the procedure and the success of the procedure, but it's the people you're dealing with too. It was nice to know that when I said I have this whole cluster of autoimmune, and one of them being Sjogren's and how it has affected me, I knew that he knew what that was. And he knew the impact of that disease, what it has done to my mouth over the years. He could tell by all the work that I had done that I was very aggressively trying to keep up with it. That gave me comfort that he understood and he knew. And his exam was very, very thorough. I felt very comfortable with it. He really was looking at me and could see everything that was going on. Not just the failure of most of my top teeth, but issues with my bottom teeth as well, which we also addressed. I would be very likely to refer my family and friends. I already have. I wanted to have a nice smile. I wanted to have nice teeth, but I wanted more than anything them to look natural. That was really important why I came here too, because Dr. D did listen to me when I said, that is really important to me. I want them to be natural. I want them to look good. And I want them to look like me.